Welcome friends to another video, welcome to another fragrance review, and it's time for me to talk about a very unique, very beautiful, very mysterious, mesmerizing and interesting fragrance called Akowa from the house of M.Micallef. This is a fragrance that came to the market in 2015. It's inspired by an African tribe called Akowa, and it has in the composition a secret ingredient, as the house of M.Micallef calls it, which is basically an African root, or maybe even better said, a root from a plant that grows in Africa. It isn't disclosed in the composition, the name of this secret ingredient, but you're gonna definitely feel it because it's something unique, and the whole composition is unique. It smells super interesting, and if you love let's say spicy, woody oriental fragrances, you're gonna definitely love Akowa from M.Micallef. Let's talk about the composition because we have some interesting ingredients. By the way, the perfumers behind this one are Geoffrey Naiman and Jean-Claude Astier, the official perfumers of M.Micallef. And we have bergamot and orange flowers. We get that secret ingredient. Fig leaves and cocoa. We also get vanilla and patchouli and vetiver, musk and amber. So quite an interesting composition, if you ask me. It's very hard to describe this fragrance according to the note breakdown, mainly because every single time that you wear this fragrance, or at least in my case, this is what happens, I sense different things. So sometimes I could smell in the opening the orange flowers. Other times I could smell only the bergamot. Other times I'm gonna smell the fig leaves. Other times that secret ingredient. So it isn't, let's say, stable, to use this term, when it comes to the way that it develops every single time you wear it, which is another feature that makes this fragrance quite unique in my book, at least. Therefore, I'm gonna talk about how the whole composition smells, because it's super, super interesting. It's very intriguing and actually mind-blowing, if you ask me. It's very aromatic. At the same time, it sports a very, let's say, earthy vibe. And also, you get a lot of woods. Mainly, you get amber, and you also get a very earthy, very dark vetiver. Still, you may be tempted in thinking that this is a dark fragrance, which it isn't in reality. This is a beautiful contradiction, because this is the term, between fresh, bright notes and dark, earthy notes. It's a very beautiful contradiction that works really great together, and therefore the scent coming from this fragrance is unique. You are expecting a very dark, very resinous, very rooty, very earthy, very spicy type of fragrance, but in reality it actually isn't. It's quite bright, it's quite fresh at the same time, which is simply amazing. But this is a fragrance made mostly for cold days. I would see this perfectly worn in wintertime, but also in spring and fall, as long as the temperatures don't get too high, because it has that spiciness, that aromatic feeling from that secret ingredient, and it may be too much in, let's say, hot weather. Nonetheless, this fragrance smells simply amazing, and it also performs really, really exceptional, at least on my skin. I could consider this one a monster type of fragrance in terms of longevity, in terms of projection, and in terms of sillage. Everything is amazing about Akowa from M.Micallef. Nonetheless, this is a very mature fragrance, if you ask me. I would highly recommend youngsters to stay away from this one, because this isn't a fragrance for everyone. A lot of people will gonna hate on this fragrance. Others are gonna love the fragrance. I'm in the side of those who love this fragrance and consider this one to be a beautiful, beautiful masterpiece. At least for me, my nose, and on my skin. I see this being worn casually dressed, but better suited with a leather jacket, leather boots, and jeans. But at the same time, this is a very good fragrance for formal events. When you dress up and you go to a very important event in your life and whatnot. So this is also very elegant. It's very opulent, very luxuriant, I would say, and therefore it's a very interesting fragrance that's going to attract a lot of looks and is going to make a lot of heads to turn after you. It's unique. That's the most important thing about this one. It attracts compliments, but at the same time, you may see other people, I don't know, not being very excited about the scent. Basically, it depends on your own personal taste, just like always when it comes to fragrances. I wouldn't recommend you buying this one without testing it first. So if you have the opportunity to test it out, to get your hands on a sample or a decant, I highly encourage you to do that, to try it out on your skin, to see how it performs, to see how it smells on your skin, and only afterwards, based on your own conclusions, you should go and purchase a full bottle. It's a scent for those of you who don't want to smell like all the others, for those of you who love different things, for those of you who, let's say, want to get out of the same picture that everybody is in. It's a fragrance that, at least for me, I wouldn't consider it to be very expensive, but it isn't affordable either. Right now, at least in my country, in Romania, you can find this one on retailers for about 100 euros for this 100 ml bottle. So it depends on you if you want to acquire a fragrance like this at that price. Nonetheless, it gets a plus from me. I love it. I simply love sniffing this fragrance. It's so addictive. It simply makes you want to sniff it all the time. It's so good, at least for me. Okay, this pretty much does it for this video, guys. This is Akowa from M.Micallef. I'm gonna see you in the next one. As always, my friends, be safe, be good. Peace.